something I'm sick of? Black people being so quick to call another black person fake pro-black, new black, Uncle Toms, all of that. Now don't get me wrong, there's definitely a lot of fake pro-black, Raven-Symoné, new black, Stacey Dash, Don Lemon, Uncle Tom, common fake deep people out there. And they definitely should be called out on their BS. But that's not what this is about. I'm sick of black people being so quick to call another black person fake black simply because they don't share the same views as they do, or more importantly, they don't fit their definition of what it means to be black or black enough. I've been having a lot of people applaud me on my stance on issues related to the black community, but I still have had my share of people try to call me fake black or fake pro-black for reasons that I think are kind of stupid. I mean, seriously, in the comment section of one of my videos, someone told me that I can't be pro-black if I listen to Drake. What does running through the six with my lows have to do with my dedication to the black community? And for me personally, it doesn't really matter what you say about me because I'm going to continue to fight for the liberation of black people regardless of what you say. Like, you saying I don't genuinely care about black people isn't gonna stop me from actually caring about black people. But not everyone is going to be as confident or as persistent about their stance on black issues or their methods for fighting for black liberation. Some people can be told that their way of thinking is wrong or that they can't be black and stand behind certain issues, and they'll accept that, no questions asked. And that's part of the reason why I have such an issue with these type of people who try to make their definition of black or pro-black the standard for all black people. It's like, don't you know that there's usually more than one way to get things done? Like, 2 + 2 isn't the only way to make 4. We need to realize that we can agree to disagree and still fight for the same cause. Like, it really annoys me when I see all these pro-blacks on Twitter and on Facebook constantly at each other's throats and talking down to people. When you look back at some of the key black figures in history, a lot of them had different views, different approaches, different mindsets, but in the end they all had the same goal: the progression of black people, the safety and well-being of black people, complete independence from oppressive systems. We focus too strongly on our differences that we forget about the main similarity that we have, that we are black and that we are in danger. Would Mike Brown or Trayvon Martin's lives matter less if you found out that they weren't pro-black or didn't fit your definition of what it means to be black, or they didn't share the same political views as you? Would you not march for them? But anyways, just because you believe that you're a conscious or awake individual doesn't mean that you should look down on those who you believe aren't. If you're an awake individual but you look down on other black people with a sense of superiority, all that intelligence is going to waste by you being condescending instead of you trying to be a benefit to your people. Seriously, you're going to talk down to another black person who adheres to the pressures to conform to white standards? Are you going to tell me that Eurocentric beauty standards and white supremacy never affected you or your way of thinking at some point in your life? That you came out of the womb with a black beret and a fist in the air? Most likely not. You have to realize and remember that black people in America at a very young age have been programmed to hate everything about being black. You don't need me to tell you how much white America and the white media has poisoned us, but you do need to realize that just as everyone matures at a different age, every black person reaches a point of awakening and consciousness at a different time. But just because you've already reached that point of frustrating consciousness doesn't mean you need to look down on those who haven't. Our people for centuries have been told lies, and now that you're 19 and you've read up on Malcolm X, you want everyone to be a revolutionary all of a sudden? Like, no, you have to have a little bit more patience with your people than that. You cannot force consciousness, but you can try and take the time to help someone reach that point of mental liberation. And being black and conscious isn't just about adopting new ways of thinking. It's about reversing and destroying previous ideologies that have been pressed upon us. And if you're not willing to put in the effort to do just that, what are you actually complaining about? How pro-black are you really if the only thing you do is call out other black people for not being black enough? The last thing we need to do is discourage any of our people from working towards the cause by you telling them they're not black enough or pro-black enough, thus their voice doesn't matter, thus they shouldn't be accepted. You're doing a real disservice to the black community. Every black person has their own definition of what it means to be black. You don't have to be a radical, militant, revolutionary to be black. You don't have to dress a certain way, speak a certain way, listen to a certain type of music to be considered black. I would never tell somebody that they need to be this type of way or that type of way to be considered black enough. The only thing I would tell a black person to be is unapologetically black, meaning you're black, you love your blackness, you appreciate your culture, and you're not going to try to hide it, change it, or apologize for it to anybody. And for me, my definition of what it means to be pro-black is you have an understanding of the social, the political, and the economic needs of the black community. You have the ability to reject Western standards or the need for European validation. And you should feel an obligation to empower your brothers and your sisters. And you don't just speak on it, you act on it. But my definition might not be the same as yours, but I'm at least going to take the time to listen and try to understand your point of view before jumping the gun and saying you're wrong because it's not the same as mine. So in the end, stop trying to make being black or being pro-black into this religion or cult by saying if you don't do this or that, we won't accept you. Like, that is ridiculous. Stop trying to make black people fit into this little tiny box, and why don't we focus our energies on unity instead of nitpicking every little difference that we have?